Hey guys, welcome to Foosball Focus episode number 6, the match in full video. Now after watching this episode you will have seen exactly how the match played out, and then make sure to watch the main episode 6 video in order to see our look at the stats and how they affected the game. Now on the left side of the table you'll see Don Richardson and Ben Stone, and on the right side of the table is Evan Fischer and Neil Brown. Four of the longest serving players I'd say in the Lincoln player base, very solid players all four of them, and pretty much comfortable of playing any position, so this should be an interesting match to watch. See Neil Brown in goalie there, moving the ball backwards and forwards before trying a pass up to Evan. Neil and Evan have played quite a number of times together, so they're very used to playing with each other and they have good team chemistry. Don here, it was actually his birthday on the night of this tournament, so another happy birthday to Don. 45 years old he tells me. And Evan with the ball on the 5-bar there. Evan does possess one of the best 5-bars in Lincoln, it has to be said. Very good at brush passing, chip passing and stick passing, so he throws options at you from left, right and centre. It's very hard to defend against Evan. As he tries a pull side there, gets the ball back. Looks like Ben could have perhaps grabbed that one, but he gets it back and it looks like that one knocks off a man and goes into the goal. So nice start for Evan and Neil here, 2-0, as Don tries another lane pass. Don is really known for having a really solid 3-bar. Let's see what he does here when he gets the ball. As he fakes, brings it back over and strokes along. Yeah, Don's pull shot is automatic. I mean, he's hit so many long pull shots in his lifetime that the muscle memory is just built in now, and he can hit straights probably better than anyone in Lincoln, and he hits a good middle as well, so his three row is very strong. His weakness can be his 5-bar, but at times it can be on fire as well, so he's just a tough all-round player, to be honest. Looks like Evan scored another pull side there. So far it looks like Don has been going lane a lot with his 5-bar so far, and Evan has been going pull side a lot with his snake shot. As Don hits another long. Not a whole lot of defense going on in this one early on, which is always good to see. Good offensive foosball as Evan passes through the middleman there. Let's see what he does here. Goes for another pull side, and Ben actually stayed home for that one and made the block. Ooh, and then got stuffed. If you're going to get stuffed, probably 3-2 is not the time to do it, so that was unfortunate for Ben. Evan is one of these guys, much like the Justin West I've mentioned before, who's very good at putting pressure on 2-bars. He can stuff a lot of shots back at you, so it's not always easy to clear on Evan when Evan's playing the forward position, as you could see at 3-2 there when Ben got stuffed. Let's see here, he's gone pull side mostly. Looks like he tried another one there that actually went wide of the goal. So it seems like that's his plan early on, is to really exploit that pull side, and Don seems to be really exploiting the lane and the long pull shot right now. So that worked out nicely for Don. See what Evan does here. So he's done middlemans, he's done wall passes, he's done lane passes, he's really mixed it up on his 5. And just to complete the mixing up, he turns the ball over. Or I should say it goes back to his goalie there, Neil. Neil's a very solid goalie. He doesn't have a cannon back there per se for a 2-bar shot, but he can definitely score you some points. He's also very good at making passes, and he does have really good all-round defense against pull shots and snake shots. So just a reliable player back in the goalie position there. Don here taking a little more time, tries to hit a middle, and Neil was able to block that one. So it looked like Don had made 2 or 3 longs in a row and decided to go middle on that one just to mix up his play. That was a good hustling save there by Neil. It looked like it was about to leave his area, but he was able to stab at it, and it went to Evan on the 5, who smartly calls a timeout. At 4-3, it's definitely a good time to call a timeout, so I really like the play by Evan, just to regather his thoughts, think about something solid he's going to do here to put away game 1. So really like the play to call a timeout there. And so he's mixed up his 5-bar passing, and when he's got the ball up front, he's done, it looks like, all pull sides so far with his rollover. Let's see if he sticks to that plan or if he decides to adopt a different strategy. Or perhaps he won't even get the chance as Ben reclaims the ball in the 2-bar area. And that was unlucky. Don perhaps could have grabbed that one and had a chance to equal the match at 4-4, but instead it comes to Evan. Let's see here, he made 2 or 3 longs in a row. He went back to that long, but Neil was out there, so that was a great block by Neil. Wow, and what a finish there by Neil. He tucked that one back. It looked like Ben was guarding the spray shots, so Neil made sure he cut that one back to the short hole with that pull shot. Very smart shot from Neil there to win the first game 5-3. Into the second game we go. So Ben Stone actually is the only player at the table that, if he were to place in the final tonight, would have a chance at making the top 3 for the points race in the overall standings. The rest of the guys have missed a couple of the weeks, so they've fallen behind somewhat, but they can definitely make it back. There's still plenty of time to get into that top 3. So yeah, if Ben were to finish in the final tonight, he would be in the top 3 at the end of week 5 of the points race. So that's a little extra incentive there for Ben. As Don starts off with a wall pass. And strokes home that long again. So that is just a wicked pass from Evan. He's so good at that brush lane pass. He doesn't even practice all that often by his own admission, but he's still so great at it. The 5-bar is such a natural tool for him. And you'll see there's not many people, if anyone, that he usually loses the battle on the 5-bar to. Usually if Evan does lose matches, it's because his 3-row doesn't score a high enough percentage. Again, by his own admission, he's not got one of the best 3-rows in Lincoln, certainly by his own standards, given how good his 5-bar is, and it can often be his downfall. Seems to get a little stubborn with the pull side as he tries another pull side there, and part of that is due to the fact that he does mis-execute some pull sides, so almost wanting to prove the point that he can go pull side, he maybe overuses it when sometimes other holes are open more of the time. Excuse me. So, after winning the first game 5-3, they fell behind 2-0 here. And at 2-0, it's a good time for Don to take a few risks with the pull shot up front. He's got a little bit of space in terms of the lead they have, so he can kind of afford to take a few chances and set Neil and Evan up for something later on. Maybe at a 3-2 point when it's a bit more tight, he can go to something that he has seen will work more reliably. Evan here sitting on the ball. He's a practitioner of that sit still snake shot, and I find it really tough to hit a sit still snake shot, but Evan does hit it pretty well. He can explode to the push side and the pull side, and is not afraid to hit straights as well from that. So Don looks like he hits the middle there, so they're up 3-0 in cruise control right now. And Don's 5-bar has not been all that great so far. It's actually just been the loose balls that he's been grabbing that's kind of been giving him these possessions. As that one rags in, Evan tried a push side there. I think that was his first push side of the match maybe. And it worked out for him, although a little sloppy, it must be said. So another pull shot here shooting on Evan. Ooh, and he looks like he went straight, and that straight was probably open. He just cornered it and it came back out. And Evan just turns the ball straight back over to Don here, so he has a chance to go at 4-1. And he pecks right back away at that straight, kind of atoning for his error there, hitting the post. I think again at 3-1 it's a great time to take that risk. Perhaps at 3-3 Don might have taken a bit more time and assessed the situation, but at 3-1 he can afford to take that risk and go up 4-1. Looks like Neil's going to stay up front for the rest of this match, see if they can get anything going and score the next one and perhaps get some rhythm going. And Neil can play the forward position very comfortably. He has a great 5-bar, very solid stick lane wall series, and a very efficient snake shot as well. Looks like, yeah, I was about to say, it looks like Evan's leaving quite a long there, almost saying, you can't go straight again, buddy. And Don wasn't going to, and he took that long. That's a great strength to Don's game. A lot of people tend to have their mind made up before they shoot what they want to do, whereas Don likes to set the ball up, and I can tell he definitely reads the situation and chooses what hole he's going to take based on what the defense is giving him at the time, which is probably why he shoots a higher percentage than most locally. He really does have one of the strongest 3-bars. So, a pretty swingy match so far. The first game was won 5-3 by Evan and Neil, and then it looked like that one was 5-2 by Don and Ben. And the only real constant throughout this match has been Don's 3-bar so far, I think. His 5-bar has not been too great. Evan's 5-bar has been okay, but his shooting has not been too great. Ben has blocked pretty decent. Both goalies have played reasonably well. There's not been a whole lot to talk about them. I often say that if a goalie's not being talked about, it's because he's doing a good job. And I can certainly say that about these two gentlemen. Ben has a very floaty, slow style of defense. He's all about picking up on your timing and showing you big holes and then kind of slowly floating into them. And he's doing a great job right now of hiding the holes on Evan. He looks like he's showing a big hole, which Evan looks at and thinks, wow, that's there, and then he'll slowly take that away. So he's even though he's moving slow, he's very, very smart with his movements back there. Not a lot of wasted energy. Neil makes a block there on the long, and then Don just comes right back with a straight. So Don's mixing it up really well. He's been going long, straight and middle a number of times. Another sweet pass there. Evan, I think, is probably the best in Lincoln at doing that specific pass where he hovers over the ball and just finds a way to pull you off the wall so he can go brush down to the wall pass. Yeah, there's not really anyone who comes close to being as good as Evan at that particular pass. As you can see here, he's starting to kind of slow down on the 3-bar. Ben's really putting up some good defense there. And just looking to clear the ball. Looks like it was a pass attempted to Don's 3-bar. But Evan's really not giving him a whole lot of success back there. A lot of things are coming back at him, or a turnover just like that one there. You can see Evan's really good at putting the pressure on those 2-bars. It's all about whether or not he can capitalize on these extra possessions and score points. And that one, sometimes the leaving big holes defense doesn't work out, and that was one of those cases where Ben left a huge push side thinking, alright, I'm going to wait a couple of seconds and then move into it, but Evan had already made his mind up he was going to go push, and so the timing was off. And when the timing's off, a defense like that can look really stupid, but it happens less often than you think, and more times Ben is able to make blocks with that particular defense. So I believe the first 2 games, each team ran out to a 2-0 lead, and this one's gone 2-1. So it's not been as free-flowing. It's been a bit of a tighter game than the previous 2. Wow, and that was a great shot from Ben there. He took a really quick spray long pull shot from the back there, which caught Evan surprised. Wasn't able to set up his defense yet. So let's see who takes control of this match at 2-2. This is a big point, especially in the third game. 2-2. I think that's smart by Ben just to try and get the ball out of his area, nothing down the middle of the table at 2-2, so I like his play there. And that was a really nice pass through the lane by Evan, with a chance to go up 3-2. And he looks like that pull side actually went wide of the goal. So a couple of these pull sides he's hit haven't been on goal. One of them was able to knock off one of Ben's defenders and go into the goal. But this is the problem sometimes with Evan's 3-row. Sometimes that snake shot doesn't execute quite like he would like it to. As Don doesn't quite execute that one, but is able to find the long hole. So at 3-2, this is another huge point, obviously. I mean, they're all huge points now in the third game, but especially 3-2. I call this a swing point because, you know, if you score at 3-2, it's going to be 4-2, and you're going to tend to run away with the game. But if they tie it up at 3-3, then they're right back in it. So it really does swing the match, and it's a very pivotal point. Let's see here, Evan with his chance to tie it up at 3-2. It looks like he tried to go straight and Ben just wasn't going to fall for it. Perhaps if Evan might have thrown a hitch in there or something, Ben might have reacted to it. But Ben just decided he was going to stay in the two spots he was at, and straight was one of them. So, now Don with the chance at the swing point of 3-2. And I can't harp on about this enough, guys, especially in the third game. It's such a huge point. It's really important to manage your possessions and value them at these swing point situations. Now, I don't know if that was just a quick shot hoping to find the straight hole, or if that was a pre-planned shot that Don had found that was going to be successful from earlier setups, but either way, he was able to score at 3-2, which takes him to 4-2 and puts him in the driver's seat in this third game. And more times than not, you're going to close out the match, as he does there with a rag. And well deserved, I think, on the day, guys. Don and Ben, congratulations. So yeah, make sure to watch the main episode now to see the stats analysis and how it affected the game. Thanks for watching, guys.